Lakers still have a foul to give. Parsons for three. It's good! And we're going to overtime. Chandler Parsons nails it.
Welcome back, you guys, and there are NBA players who have salaries that don't exactly match up with their production on the court. These guys have contracts so large that it cripples a team's flexibility to sign other players, and well, Chandler Parsons is one of those guys. As a second-round pick, he was one of the best contracts in the league when he was a rookie, but now in 2018, it's the complete opposite. If you're looking for a place to talk about his contract and other things surrounding the NBA, then I'd recommend checking out Hardwood Amino, who I want to thank for sponsoring the video. Right when you open the app, you can click on the bottom of the screen to see where most of the community is, whether that's chatting, taking a quiz, or reading a blog post about Steph Curry's on-court impact. There's lots of interesting topics you can get involved in. Two of the cool things about the app that I haven't mentioned before is the wiki section, where you can look through the history of historic teams like the 1998 Milwaukee Bucks and current players. If you have meme making skills for J.R. Smith's Game 1 blunder, found a basketball picture you found funny that you want to upload, or just want to scroll through random NBA photos, it's a cool section of the app to check out. You can download Amino on your mobile device by searching for it in your App Store or Google Play Store. I have a profile on there so you can follow me. It will be in the description. When the Houston Rockets drafted Chandler Parsons with the 38th pick in the 2011 draft, he was coming off a very successful college career. He stayed at Florida for all 4 years, and in his senior year, he averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, which got him the SEC Player of the Year for 2011. The Rockets signed Parsons to a 4-year, $3.6 million contract, and at one point, it was arguably the best contract in the league. I would say it was the best at one point during his time in Houston. The Rockets during Chandler's rookie year were a middle-of-the-road team, and it was the year before they got James Harden. Chandler got a lot of playing time in his rookie year because Houston was weak at small forward, and Chandler played well enough to get on the NBA's all-rookie second team, but it would get even better in his second year. At less than $1 million per year, you were getting a forward that was giving you 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a night. In his second season, he was displaying his talents of a forward that can run the floor, make three-point shots, and at times put the ball on the floor and create for other teammates. At 6'10", 230 pounds, it also made him viable as a stretch power forward, so you can get creative with your lineups. To get that type of production from somebody on a light contract money-wise is huge, because that's one of the keys to having a successful team. If you have guys on rookie deals like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown who are clearly outplaying their rookie deals, it gives your team a lot of flexibility going forward. In his third and final year with the Houston Rockets in 2014, he started all 74 games he played in and averaged around the same numbers as he did the year before, which is great for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. His biggest accomplishment that year was setting the record for most three-point shots made in a half against Memphis. Chandler only had 4 points on 1 of 5 shooting in the first half, but went off and made 10 straight threes in the second half. Memphis was still able to pull off the W though. The Rockets made it to the playoffs for a second year in a row, but they were knocked out in the first round again. It was an interesting summer for the Rockets in 2014 because they had to decide whether or not to bring back Parsons after he declined his 4th-year team option, which made him a restricted free agent. Restricted free agency means that the Rockets can match any offer another team gives to Parsons and bring him back. The Mavericks signed him to a 3-year, $46 million offer sheet that summer to get Dirk some help because he was taking pay cuts. Before he got that contract, Daryl Morey said that they'd match any offer Parsons got, but they decided on not bringing him back, which has turned out well for them. The reason the Rockets did not match the Mavericks' offer was that if they brought Parsons back, they would have no flexibility to get other players next to James Harden and Dwight Howard. Harden said that he wasn't too worried about Parsons not being on the team because he and Dwight are the top guys and everybody else is a role player. Parsons did not appreciate that comment and said that Harden should understand where he's coming from, as he was looking for a larger role just like he was about a few years ago. With a slightly bigger role on the Mavericks, he gave them similar production as he did with the Rockets. Once he was off that rookie contract, nothing Parsons did really impressed you because you wanted more from a guy that was getting $15 million per year. He did not give you much defense, but the three-point shooting and playmaking was there. In each of his 2 seasons with Dallas, he had season-ending right knee surgery. Going into the 2016 summer, he had a player option which he opted out of so he could get a max deal, and he got that max deal he was looking for. Because the NBA's salary cap was jumping, the Grizzlies made a bet that Parsons would get back to his normal self after the knee injuries. They needed a shooter and playmaker next to Conley and Gasol to open up the floor, so they gave him a 4-year, $94 million contract, which has turned out to be a disaster. Parsons missed the first 6 games of the 2016-2017 season because he was still rehabbing his right knee. Parsons came back under a minutes restriction for 6 games, then went right back to the injury list with a bone bruise in his left knee. He came back in late December but was super rusty and didn't look anything like the player he was in Dallas. In 34 games, Parsons averaged just 6 points and 2 assists in 20 minutes per game. Around this time, the Parsons hate was picking up. He was getting booed by his own home crowd that year, and randomly when he went to a restaurant in Memphis, a fan asked for a picture and the fan asked Chandler to say, "I ruined the Grizzlies season, baby." Also that year, he got roasted by CJ McCollum on Twitter. Chandler replied to the Trailblazers official Twitter by saying good luck in the lottery show when they put up a video of him airballing a shot. CJ responded by saying, "We hit the lottery by not signing you." To which Chandler responded with, "Stop it, technically I hit the lottery." You know, that is a good comeback, but Parsons would have to go through his 3rd season-ending knee surgery in March 2017. If you are counting at home, that's 2 surgeries on his right knee and 1 on his left. This past regular season, he had 24 points in a game against the Houston Rockets, which was his highest scoring night in a Grizzlies jersey. He did not average too many points or assists this year, but his percentages were a lot better than the year before. But he only played in 36 games in 2018 because he was out with knee soreness. 4 years in a row with knee injuries, that is tough. Who knows how much he really has left? It's unfortunate for the Grizzlies because at the time, he was their biggest free agent signing in team's history, and they could have used him in that playoff series versus the Spurs. Chandler Parsons is 29 years old and has 2 years left on his deal with Memphis. I don't know what's next for him. Maybe resting for most of the year was a good thing, but having to deal with so many injuries to your knee at someone at his height is going to be tough to get back from. I'm kind of rooting for him, but there's a good chance he's never a starting level player again. I'm sure he's disappointed that he's not a good player anymore, but he'll be fine. He has a lot of wealth and Instagram models to go on dates with. He'll be good. Next video for the What Happened series will be on Nikola Pekovic. This one's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. Be on the lookout for that. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it will be in the description. I do tweet when the games are on. Always appreciate it if you make it to the end. Leave a like as it helps my channel grow, and I'll see you guys in my next one.